Hello, this is a video on how to play the card game 41. 41 is an Indonesian card game where the objective is to collect 4 cards of the same suit with as high a point value as possible, 41 being the maximum that can be achieved. We're playing with 2 players here, and so you can play from anywhere from 2 to 4 players, but we are playing with 2 in this demonstration. A standard 52 card deck is used. Aces count as 11 points. Face cards, so that's your kings, your queens, and your jacks, count as 10 points. Tens count as 10 points, and cards from 2 to 9 count as face value. So that is how you get as high as a point value as possible, right? The first dealer is chosen at random, and subsequently the loser of each hand deals the next. The dealer deals 4 cards to each player, one card at a time. The remaining cards, right, so as you can see, each player has 4 cards. The remaining cards are placed face down in the center of the table to form a drawing stock. So these are my 4 cards here, and these are the computer's 4 cards here. In the first deal, the dealer plays first. Subsequently, the winner of each deal plays first in the next. At your turn, you draw either the top card of the stockpile or the card just discarded by the previous player. So you can get the top card from the draw pile or the top card from the discard pile here. So on your first turn, right, you can only draw from the stock since no card would have been discarded yet. And so you add 1 card to your hand and discard 1 card face up. So you can either add 1 card to your hand from the draw pile, or 1 card from your hand to the 1 card to your hand from the discard pile. After you do that, then you must discard 1 singular card. The only discard that can be taken is a card just discarded by the player before you. It is illegal to pick up a discard and discard the same card again. Why? Because you have no changes to your hand in that regard. I mean, that's kind of counterintuitive, right? You can see the discard, so why would you pick up a discard that you would then want to discard again? So that is why it is illegal to pick up the previous player's discard and then discard the same card again. However, if you draw a card from the stock and do not want it, you are free to discard it. So, you continue playing, drawing 1 card, discarding another card, trying to get the value of your hand as high as possible. Right? Do note that if you have 4 cards of the same suit, you can stop the game immediately. This will end the game immediately, and it forces everyone to show their cards. Only do this if you feel that the 4 cards you drew would be of a higher value than everybody else's, or the 4 cards you have of the same suit are of higher value than everyone else's cards. So you continue playing, drawing and discarding cards, until one player either stops the game due to having 4 cards of the same suit, or until the stockpile runs out. So that is what we will do here. We will continue playing just to really show you. Remember, aces have the highest score, counting for 11 points. Face cards count for 10 points. Tens count for 10 points. And 2 through 9 count as face value. So we want to get rid of remember, you want to get 4 cards of the same suit, right? So it's not beneficial to have cards of different suits because you can only count for one suit. So that is just a heads up, right? So the objective is to get as high of a point value in your hand as possible of the same suit while playing and discarding cards, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to discard that 3. The computer player then did the same thing there. We have, um, we'll take this and discard the 7 of hearts. So we have the ace of clubs. This is quite beneficial. I will go ahead and discard the 9 of hearts. So you keep playing, right? The objective being to get your hand value as high as possible, getting as many high points as you can in the same suit, um, with the objective being to really, um, and so you continue doing that, right? Objective being to get as many cards as you can in the same suit and get your deck value as high as possible or your hand value as high as possible. And the round ends either when one player has, or the game ends, sorry, when one player either has 4 cards of the same suit and decides to knock, or when the stockpile runs out of cards. So this ace of hearts is quite beneficial. What we'll do is we'll discard the jack of hearts there. That queen of diamonds won't do me much good. Oh, this is a jack of hearts. What we'll do is we'll discard this queen of hearts. Nope. Oh no. We just need one more heart here. Beautiful. And I'll discard that there. What I will do now is I will knock. Note that aces are 11s and face cards count for 10 points. 41 is the maximum that can be achieved, the name of the game being 41. Here we have 10 plus 11, 21, plus 10, 31, plus 10, 41. Therefore, we have a hand value of 41. This is the best hand that can be achieved. Thus, it is beneficial for me to knock. When the game is stopped, either by a player or because the stock has run out, all players show their cards and count their scores. Each player can only count cards of one suit as positive and cards of other suits as negative. For example, the computer here had spades. This is a 5 of spades. This is a 7 of spades. This is an ace of spades, and this is a queen of spades. So this is 11 plus 10, 21, plus 7, 28, plus 5, 33. The score of my hand was 41. 41 is greater than 33, therefore I won that. I guess I essentially won the hand. So, do note that if you have multiple suits, one suit must be counted as a negative value. For example, if I had a king of hearts, an ace of hearts, a jack of hearts, and a queen of clubs, then I would go 10 plus 11 plus 10 for 31 points, minus the 10 from the queen of clubs, for a total of 21 points.
It is very detrimental to have more than one suit, because if the game ends suddenly, then you have to count one of the suits as negative. Do note that it is possible, if you have 3 or 4 suits in your hand, that you get a negative score. The perfect score is 41. Note that it is possible to win a hand without having 4 cards of the same suit. For example, a player stops the game with the king, 6, 5, 4 of clubs, which is 25 points. But you have an ace, queen, 10 of spades, subtracting the 4 of diamonds, and you have 27 points, winning the game. What is the objective of 41? The objective is to get the value of your hand as high as possible, the maximum score being 41, by playing from anywhere with anywhere from 2 to 4 players, getting your score as high as possible. Then, once you do that, you will simply continue playing, trying to get as many cards as you can of the same suit and of a high value, the highest value you can. Then the game ends when one player either knocks when they have 4 cards of the same suit, or when one player, or when the stock deck runs out of cards. The player with the highest score is the winner, and the one with the lowest score is the loser. No running score is kept in 41, as it is a very casual game. It is just that the loser, as punishment, must sit there and deal cards for the next hand, and the winner, as a little bit of a bonus, starts the next hand. If there is a tie, in the odd chance that there is a tie, the player's worst cards are used to decide who wins or loses. For example, a jack, 10, 7, 6 of one suit beats an ace, king, 7, 5 of another suit. Both score 33, but 6 is better than 5. Therefore, the player with the jack, 10, 7, 6 would win. Let's say you are tied, right? So you have 3 cards of one suit, and both players have 1 card of another suit, and both players are tied. Then the player with the higher value, lowest value card wins. So if you had a jack, 10, 7 of hearts, as well as a 4 of clubs, and you had an ace, king, 8 of spades, plus a 6 of diamonds, both are worth 23 points, but the 6 of diamonds is more negative than the 4 of clubs. Therefore, the player with the jack, 10, 7 of hearts, and 4 of clubs would win. Essentially, if you have a tie, the player with the higher value, lowest valued card wins the game. So, 41 is quite easy to play. Let us do another demonstration here, and then we will wrap up the video. And here, it seems like we are continuing. Seems like we are frozen, so give me a second here. Okay, so we are back. We have a very bad hand here. So what I will do is I will try to take that jack of diamonds. Do note that at any point in your hand, you should only have 4 cards. After you finish your turn, you should only have 4 cards. What we'll do is we'll discard this 6 of hearts there. That ace of clubs is quite beneficial. I will indeed discard this 8 of diamonds. Oh no, that would have been beneficial to have that king of diamonds. No worries, we have the king of spades. We'll discard that king of spades. We're aiming for clubs right now, and it does not seem like we're having much luck here. Perhaps we should have switched to diamonds. And so sometimes you can get bad luck like this. There's simply nothing you can do. As you can see, now we will take this 8 of clubs, going like so. Now, what is the value of our hand? Well, we have a 10, plus 9, 19, plus 11, 30, plus 8, 38. I can keep trying for a better valued hand. I do feel like that was a smart move there. This is 1 off of 41, which is the highest value score. Thus, I will go ahead and knock. Oh, but in this case, we are playing with a variation in which the only way you can end the game is if you had 41 points. So that's simply a variation here. Certain games have variations. I don't suggest playing with this variation. I suggest simply playing with the fact that if a player has 4 cards of the same suit, they can end the game. In this case, we're playing with a variation where if you want to knock, you must have 41 points, but that is not the case in standard 41. Right, so we'll take that, discard the 9, and then we'll be able to knock here. So the score is 41 versus 40, right? And so I ended up beating the computer. So that wraps up how to play the card game 41. It's very, very simple. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.